Come with me if you want to live.
No!
Howdy, folks. It's Adriel, the haunted gear guy. And I'm testing this Nitecore NU25. And it's all up in my headset there. The NU25, this is actually a really well-liked ultralight headlamp. And actually, I've got one of my buddies who's into ultralight hiking. Let me turn on some lights here. My impetus to get this was I want better gear than him. And I've been getting some stuff off Nitecore. I'm like, hey, I want one of the NU25s because that's supposed to be the best for ultralight. And they sent me one. So fantastic. The whole idea with this thing is a very small, lightweight headlamp. It's rechargeable and it's so small. And the light you get off of it is pretty easy to use. So you saw the red there. So you've got red for if you don't want to ruin your night vision. You've got a couple of different options there. With white, we've got this spotlight with kind of a few different power levels on it. And then if we hold that one down, we're going to use this one right here. That's a high CRI or high color rendering index. It's nicer to read with. It renders color better and that kind of thing. It's also a flood as well. So that's a little bit more of a floody beam that kind of goes out. And then as well, we have this red. So a light red, a brighter red, a blinky red, and so on and so forth. So a couple of different options on here. Pretty practical and pretty, again, small and light that you can get on your head. The adjustment is done with this band back here. So just a very quick and dirty kind of adjustment. It will fall out of adjustment every once in a while if it just like is jumbling around in your backpack or whatever. But once you get that set, it's pretty easy to just kind of slap on. It does come with adjustments on height, so you can choose where you want it to aim. I like that because most headlamps, if I put them on my head, they're aiming kind of a little bit up. So I prefer them to be going a little bit down so that they're more in line with where my vision is. The headlamp also has, just on the band there, you see that rubbery kind of material there. That's just like an anti-slip. So when you put it on your noggin, it doesn't want to move around. If you had hair, maybe this is a problem. This isn't a problem I have. Most headbands don't really slip around on my dome here, so not an issue for me. Now, charging on this headlamp comes via a micro USB on the bottom. That's a little bit old, but I bet you've probably got a whole bunch of cords that still use it. So that's just on the bottom here, and you just kind of pick that out, and then there's your micro USB that you charge. When you're charging it, the lights on top here will give you a red while it's charging, green while it's charged. And I believe if you hold this thing down, it'll say how much battery it's got. So if you hold the red down there, 1, 2, 3, that's lots of battery. So it'll give you 3 blinks if you got a whole bunch, 2 if you got a little bit less, 1 if you're almost done, and well, it won't turn on, I guess, if you don't have enough juice in there. Now, if you want to go to turbo mode, just from any time that you're on, you just kind of hold down the power button for 1 second, and it will crank on the turbo. Pretty decent light out of it. Oh, it's probably better if my lights are off. And you can see there that it's a pretty diffuse spot, and then it's got a very wide cast on it. So the cast goes all over the place. This turbo mode will only operate for, what did it say on the manual here, 25 seconds or something like that, and then it'll crank it down. So this is at 360. We've got 190 lumens, 38, and then the low, which I really like, is 1 lumen. So if I were to, there we go. That's 1 lumen there. That's actually really useful. So if you're out hiking and it's dark out, that's all you need. So I've got my monitors here still providing light here. But that's all you need. Just a little 1 lumen light is fine for rolling around. And that gives you a lot of battery life as well, since you're just sipping at the battery with that. Now it's got lockout features. So if you're going to chuck it in a bag or something like that, you'd probably want to lock it out. Look at the manual for that kind of a thing. There is an SOS and beacon mode. I think I would probably just use this blinking red light here if I really had to. No, I should probably show it. So you can lock it out. One thing I did want to show you is the SOS. So just hold down on the power button for 3 seconds, and then it'll start the SOS mode in super bright. So 3 short, 3 long, and then 3 short again. I guess you could leave, like, I don't know, if you're like dying somewhere, I guess you could like put this on a log and aim it at the sky and maybe someone will see the blinks and know where to retrieve your corpse from. I guess that's all right.